have a special guest today. Yes, you know her from her own show, Tea Time, with Dr. Camilia Straughn, but she over here on the Lisa B show today.
Yes.
I'm picking her brain, boo. Yes. And you know what we're talking about? We're talking about humanity and how to bring, what's the topic I would say it is? What did I say it was? How to bring positiveness to humanity. It's hard in this day and age.
Yes.
There's a lot going on.
It is. It's
a lot going on. And then every time you think it's a lot, you find out it's some more.
It's some more. Yes. Even when you're doing your own work. But to try to exude that positivity onto humanity is a whole nother work, and that's what you do. Oh, you're so sweet. Thank you.
That's what you do. They know what you do. They done heard you on Etta Radio today. And by the time this show come out, they be done heard a couple of more. So they know that's what you do.
All right.
Yeah, that's what you do. You put that, you know what, you bring that whole humanitarian experience together. You know what you say, it's okay just to be human. It's okay to have experiences.
It is.
Just don't get stuck.
Yes.
Don't get stuck right there.
Right.
But it's okay that happened.
Yeah.
It's okay to own it.
Yes.
It's okay to move past it.
Right.
But don't stay there.
Don't stay
That's
there.
why I love you. I can just sit at home and listen to your shows all by myself. It just be my own little private therapy.
Oh, thank you. Yes. And that is the hope, though. Really, that is the hope. I am so grateful that the Creator has made sure that we were able to connect, and that it's like, you know what? Yeah, she'll be a good addition to this. And I'm so grateful for that, because I just be sometimes all over the place, and you know, on our conversation, she have to reel me. It's like, wait a minute now, come on. Come on. It's like, okay, yes ma'am. So I'm so grateful. I need y'all to know that. Right? I need you to know that. So, yeah.
You know what? My brain is got tunnel vision, girl.
Yeah, see, I'm not, contrary to what some people might think, I'm not very analytical at all.
I am.
Yeah.
I think everything through down to the T, girl.
No. Yeah.
Girl, it's good.
Now, when I'm working with people, I can dig in. We're going to dig in. We're going to take root, and we're going to clean it out. But,
I can't even do all that. I be like, girl.
God make sure that there's people, okay, Camilla, sometimes you just get way over there in left field, and it's like you just dancing and bopping around by yourself.
I do that too, to a certain extent.
Yeah, no, I'll be.
But now
when you've had those conversations with me, and you're like, okay, come on. This is what I need you to look at.
But then you know what? That's why there's a body of Christ. Because I'm gonna tell you something. I'm very analytical. I know I am. I'm analytical to a fault. And I'm gonna tell you how we're totally different, but they fit.
Okay.
I'm analytical to a fault. Where even if I'm giving a play, right? Mm-hmm. Before I book the theater, I find out their prices. Then I find out how many seats they got. It take me 3 weeks to figure out how much seats they got. How much it would cost if I sell out a quarter of my play, a third of my play, half of my play, a full house. I figure out how much tickets I need. Girl, I will play with numbers for a month on one little piece of the project. That's how analytical I am. I almost drive I'll be laying in bed. I got this folder that's this thick with my tour, right?
Wow.
And for each contract, I got how much each seat costs. Mm-hmm. How come it has to cost that? Mm-hmm. How much? Yeah, girl. Mm. I've always been like that.
Yes, I do a yearly event, do my goal board workshop, and where we take everybody through the goal setting and all of that. And usually I have a wine taster come in and have food and everything, and the price that was set. And one of my friends, she came up to me, she's like, so, you should have charged more, right? And I'm like, really? she's looking at me like, you're the doctor? You didn't? And I'm so like into, okay, now I will go in now. If you come to my you see my house, my bed, and there's books on what lessons I'm going to teach and what I'm going to talk about. But
No, girl, I got an Excel spreadsheet.
No.
It lets me know
I will literally let a number drop out the sky. Okay, that sounds good.
I got a formula.
It has nothing to do with how much anything is going to be costing me on the back end. Don't. Let me. I'm going to scoot over this way because I don't want y'all to see her pinch me on camera.
But see, that's why I need you as a friend too. Because see, I get too deep in thought like that.
Okay.
I said, now I have to learn how to woosah.
Ooh, yeah.
And give it to the Lord. I have to learn how to let it go. Because the player be in session and I'm still playing with the numbers.
Right, yeah. That's why I say.
Why? What point does it prove at that point?
It doesn't.
See, that's why I would have to talk to you, and I would have to call you, and you'll be talking about. I'll be talking about. Well, we get ready to go on stage, and you'll be like, well, what you getting ready to do? Play with the numbers? I have to say why.
Yeah, because we already on stage. Everybody enjoying it. They clapping and screaming. The first act is
can't let it go. Overly analytical.
But just think about how many times we do that with other things in our life.
I do it with everything.
We don't let it go.
Now, I can let it go when it comes to relationships.
Okay.
Now, I don't get stuck in relationships like that. Because even with my girlfriends and stuff, I have this theory. Everybody's allowed to have a bad day.
Right.
You might cuss me out. You might call me a name. Because something might have happened to you on the back end and then I got the blood of it.
Right.
And I can accept that. I can accept it and I can move on and not hold you accountable for it at all.
Okay.
That stuff like that don't faze me.
Right.
At all. It's the business. And I think it's because my husband and I have had a business. I'm having a whole session with you on the camera.
Right.
My husband and I have had this business for over 25 years.
Okay.
And he does the most of the physical labor for it, but I do all the back end business for it.
Right.
So I'm always in that mode. Because if the back end business don't work, we don't eat. We don't have no other source of income.
Right.
We don't have no other source of income except for our business.
Right.
So if the business don't work out, we don't have no PG&E, no water, no place to live, no gas, no car, no nothing.
Right. But still in all of that, it is still important to take some time and back off and say, what does Lisa be as a woman, right? As an individual, what does she need outside of the numbers?
Okay, this is what I need. I need
outside of the numbers.
Outside of the numbers. Okay. Outside of the numbers, I need 2 vacations a year.
Okay.
I need to have some money in my bank account. Is that inside the numbers?
Yes.
I need my husband.
Okay.
I need great sex.
Right.
Great food.
Okay.
I need my children to be good.
Right. Okay, so
I got some other things outside the numbers.
Good. And I'm so proud of you for that. Right?
Yeah.
But how much of that you control?
Okay. The key is you can't control nothing.
That's right. So we're gonna
move that along.
That's right.
The bank account I can't talk about because that's part of the numbers.
That's part of the numbers.
The great sex.
Mm-hmm.
I can work that out.
Yes, you can. Yes, ma'am. Absolutely, positively, without a doubt.
My husband, I can't even control that because he's his own person.
Right.
Yeah. I only got one thing I can control: me, and sex.
Yeah.
You can't control that.
Right. how you know, you have to be real careful about getting caught up in all of that extra stuff, because you got to leave some room to.
But child, we talking about helping humanity, girl. You didn't help me.
But see, here's the thing. It gets so funny how people forget. We forget, especially us as women. And I hope that the male viewers don't get, you know. I tell people all the time, yes, I work with men and women and children, but my focus is women because that's what I am.
Yeah. Like things produce like things.
Right. And I'm so comfortable now with staying in my lane.
Mm-hmm.
Staying in my lane.
And you know what? I get up every morning, I just talk to the queens.
Right.
I don't know what to say to the kings.
Kings. God bless you.
Y'all got to raise up some men to say something to y'all.
Yeah. I mean, really. Because literally, you know, we go there, then after about 10 or 12 years old, our conversation is pretty much null and void anyway. Because they got some other stuff going on where it's like, oh, she just another, you know, even if it's mama, it's like, oh, she's a girl.
Right.
It's like, my mama is a girl.
Right.
And it's like, oh.
Like my son said, them females.
Right. That part.
That's what he say. He don't even say girl, he said them females.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, am I in that category?
Yeah. But you have to give him a certain look and he'll be like, no, ma'am. And he think to himself, yeah, you in there, but no, ma'am.
No, I asked my son that. He didn't say that. You know what he said? He said, well, Mama, if you ain't a female, then you a male.
You know what? that was a nice cleanup, though. That was a...
That's what he said.
Get mad.
Right. He said, well, Mama, you ain't a female, then you just a male.
You can't even... Yeah.
You're right.
You're right. Yes. I'm a female son. No question about it. You're right. I'm a female. I don't want nobody to misconstrue any of that. None of it. None of it. Yes. Thank you.
Yeah. So I'm going to move on to the folks now.
Okay.
What made you decide that your gifting was in serving humanity the way that you do?
Ooh.
Especially the sister queens.
You know, it's one of those things I've come to realize and embrace, is that we are if we listen, we're usually called to the work in the space where we need the most help. Right? And so being one who is a survivor of sexual assault,
that's huge,
and domestic violence, and most of that happened before I was 20 years old, right? And remembering, like, going through all of that and had nowhere to turn.
Oh, that's heavy.
Like, nowhere to turn. Because I grew up in an era where, you know, you'll be all right. Yeah, but I'm not all right.
I grew up in that era too. Everything that happened to you, be all right.
It's like, but I'm not okay right now. So what? It's one of those things. Like,
today
what
I'm dying.
Right. What us gonna do? I'm not okay. And then remembering that, and then as a soldier, remembering, you know, when those things happen and the processes of, you know, the investigation, and then, well, still can't really figure out why you were there, you know, and all the things that society comes up with, and you realize that there was no one there. And
wait a minute, hold that thought.
Okay.
All the things that society comes up with, and there was no one there. We're going for a station identification. You're online right now with your girl Lisa B here on Edit TV, and with my special guest, Dr. Camille Straughn. Don't you go nowhere. Go get you some tea, as she would tell you to do on her.
Yes.
Hey, it's your girl Lisa B. We're here back on Edit TV, evangelism through the arts. and I'm here with Dr. Camilla Straughn, Coach Dr. Camilla Straughn, and we left off at...
Oh, we were talking about why I do what I do, and ending it with the idea, the thought that there was no help, and with all the things that society brings up, you know, when you are a person who's in a situation of domestic violence or you've been sexually assaulted, usually even our parents will say, well, what did you do? Well, why were you there? Why did
So
you
become re-victimized?
Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
Yeah, well, how did that happen?
Right.
You know, I gotta explain to you how it happened.
Yes.
Why were you there?
Well, why did you wear that skirt? I told you. Well, why? And I grew up in the era, and if people who know me, my favorite color is red.
Oh, me too.
My favorite color is red.
You know that's my signature color.
Yes, mine is too. Right, and so growing up
in the Pentecostal church,
right,
and your favorite color red.
Red. Yes. So just think about the things that are being taught, you know, because red really was attached
red
to
lipstick. You couldn't even do it. I wear red every chance I get.
Every chance. Every
it's almost chance. A sacred color.
Yes.
Girl, the whole B is red, and it's big and red for a reason.
Right.
You know what it signifies? The traditions of men that make not affect the word of God. The stuff that people put on you, child. For no good reason.
No reason at all.
It's not even biblical. Don't have nothing good to do with nothing. Ain't righteous. Ain't holy. So just whatever it is. You know what I found out with people like that? And it goes back to the sexual assault thing. People put on you what they can't do or what they can't understand.
Right.
Then it has to come on you too.
Yes. Exactly.
If a pastor pastors a church and red lipstick turn him on, then all of a sudden red lipstick is wicked. Did I say that?
Yes. Wicked. And anything that look like it.
If he can't stand to see women's booties and pants, now can't none of the women wear pants because he got a thing going on in his brain.
Right.
Jesus don't care nothing about that.
Right.
But that goes back to why people can't help you with your sexual assaults.
Yeah.
Because they got their own stuff.
Right. They got their own stuff. And that was one of the biggest release. Because we have to, even in all of that, working toward finding the compassion, you know, especially for my mother, right? And saying to myself, okay, she did the best that she could with what she had. And so, for me, it was about really taking that time and saying, you know what, I gotta learn this stuff. I said, because I know I'm not the only one, even though I felt like it at the time. I know I'm not the only one. And I don't want anyone else to feel that way. And for so long I walk around, you know, we do the whole God, why me?
Right.
And the Creator was like, because you're going to be the one to teach them how to regain their own selves. And it's like,
that's heavy.
You can't even.
So that's your purpose.
Yes.
Oh.
You can't even have the conversation. Right.
Your purpose is redemption.
Yeah. Because even after all of that, once I figured out some stuff and thought I had got over it.
You know what God told me while you were talking? He said, the word of God says the enemy is the accuser of the brethren. So as long as you're listening to the enemy accuse you, what did you wear? Why were you there?
Right.
Why didn't you just say no? Why didn't you fight? Why didn't you scratch? Can you explain that to me? What happened? You want details now.
Right.
I'm already suffering. You want details? I'm humiliated.
Yes. Right.
You know what I'm saying? But you know what? The Bible also says that My sheep hear my voice, and another they would not follow.
Mm-hmm.
When you get stuck in a situation, and all you can hear is the voice of the enemy, that says something about your salvation.
Right.
Why is it that you can't hear God's voice who's trying to heal you, but all you can hear is the enemy's voice?
Right. Right.
All you can hear is the enemy's voice. You're not even supposed to be able to succumb to that voice. Right. And I know it's hard when something horrific happens to you, because it's horrific.
Right.
No, hands down, it's horrific.
Right.
It make you want to kill yourself.
Right.
It make you want to kill yourself while you're pregnant.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. It make you want to do a lot of things.
A lot of things.
And so to be at a place where you can say, you know what, this thing is bigger than me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to have to give it over
right.
to somebody.
Right. Because
sometimes Christ shows up in the body of a person.
Mm-hmm.
It don't have to be this big spiritual thing where you in the room with Christ and he start talking to you. Christ shows up in people. People at the church.
Right.
They're supposed to bring healing.
Right.
And divineness to you.
Yeah.
And so your mission is to bring divineness.
Oh.
The redemption qualities of Christ.
Yeah.
That's heavy.
Yeah.
But did you have to let all your stuff go before you were able to do that? Or were you able to walk in that while God, were you able to be not healed and still walk in your gift while God was healing you? I was able to.
Yes. Yes.
God was using me while I was jacked up. Oh my God.
And it's so amazing that you asked that question, because I had a friend of mine just really kind of ream me, because they're like, well, you're this and you're that. I don't understand why you still having problems with this and you still having problems. And it's like, because I am a transformational coach.
Mm-hmm.
Transformation. And God let me know that the reason I pulled you to that, because at first I was a, an inspirational speaker, motivational, a life coach and all this. He's like, no, your work is transformation.
You're bigger than that.
Your work is transformation. And it's that in that you will always be transforming.
Oh.
At every level.
Because at
every
too.
level, it's like, because it's then the chat, as you move up, the chatter tries to get louder. And you have to go in. And you have to go in.
I thought I was the only one who experienced that.
No ma'am. So when you thought that you was okay with that 15, 20 minutes every morning, I thought I was doing something. I go in 20 minutes and I read and I write and I'm done. Now I gotta go in at least 45 minutes to an hour.
You gotta go in. You know what? I'm the same way. I'm at work all day. Girl, let me tell you something. When I'm not on the Facebook, and you see me and I'm saying I'm getting ready to get off, it's because I put on my Bible app. Because I have to listen to it.
Right.
And I'll listen to it for a couple of hours. You know what I'm saying? Then I'll get on YouTube and listen to Noel Jones speak. And watch him give a sermon. But I'm constantly all day in the presence of the Lord. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because I have to have it. I put on Facebook the other day, people was all in my inbox. I was like, I had a renewing of my mind. A totally new renewing of my mind. And it took me to a level of some things that I had never thought about.
Right.
It took me from right here to like right here.
Yeah. And we have to be
new
okay
devils came with that thing.
Yeah.
And new demons came with that thing. And new problems came with that thing. And yeah, it really did.
Yeah. So you have to be willing. When you say God called me to do this, know that you're not the only one listening.
Look.
You are not.
You are not
the only one listening.
You got an eavesdropper. Fly on the wall.
Right.
A roach in the corner.
Right. And you say, oh, okay. So you say you believe. You say, You say, okay, I'm gonna show you.
You said yes, Lord. Was that you?
Yeah.
Was that you saying yes, Lord? Like this.
So guess what? Oh, you remember that little thing that where it was going to cover and pay everything? Okay, we gonna whisper over here because see this person over here hadn't figured it out yet. Mm-hmm. So then you get a phone call and say, you know what? We're gonna have to go with something else. And it goes back to a conversation I heard you having about that plan B. And I have to go in because it's like I don't have a plan B.
So now I gotta walk it out when that money you were supposed to give me that you just said you wasn't gonna give me was 50% of my business.
Right.
And I gotta believe that God didn't want me to have it, even though I ain't got no replacement for it. Okay. So then you learn to own all of that, and then this just standing in that space where recognizing that no matter what, I know the Creator has me, and I know that the things that are going to make sure that I'm able to continue to do this work are going to be taken care of. You know what?
So all that extra
is just extra. Because you know what? Either you believe or you don't.
You don't. And when you say, again, remember, when you say you believe, trust it. You and God are not the only ones listening.
We're going to stop right there because we'll come back and do another show. It's your girl Lisa B, and I'm here with Dr. Camilla Straughn. Please tune in to her show, Tea with Dr. Camilla Straughn on Edda TV. And again, your girl Lisa B. I love you big, and I love you much. God bless you.